Behind closed doors at the Indiana Pacers facility, three basketball legends gathered for what insiders are calling the most significant announcement in women's basketball history. Caitlin Clark, the WNBA's rookie sensation who transformed an entire league. Sophie Cunningham, the fierce competitor who's never backed down from anyone. And Larry Bird, the Boston Celtics icon whose basketball wisdom spans generations. Together, they're about to reveal something that could change the trajectory of professional basketball forever. The secrecy surrounding this meeting has been absolute, with only select team officials present and strict confidentiality agreements in place. But what could unite these three basketball minds from different eras and backgrounds? What announcement could be so groundbreaking that it required the ultimate basketball legend to come out of retirement from public appearances? The ripple effects of this revelation threaten to reshape everything we thought we knew about the future of basketball. The basketball world has been buzzing with speculation about this unprecedented gathering, as the combination of these three figures represents something that has never been seen before in the sport's history. When you consider the star power and influence that each of these individuals brings to the table, the potential for their collaborative efforts becomes almost impossible to comprehend. The timing of this announcement couldn't be more significant, coming at a moment when women's basketball is experiencing unprecedented growth and recognition, while also coinciding with broader discussions about the future direction of professional basketball as a whole. Caitlin Clark has established herself as the most transformative rookie in WNBA history, bringing unprecedented attention and commercial success to women's professional basketball through her exceptional play and marketability that has fundamentally altered how the sport is perceived by mainstream audiences. Her connection to Indiana basketball runs deep through her college career at Iowa, where she became a household name, and her current position with the Indiana Fever, where she has continued to break barriers and set new standards for what's possible in women's professional basketball. The impact of her presence extends far beyond individual statistics or game performances to encompass a cultural shift that has brought new audiences, increased media coverage, and elevated commercial opportunities for the entire league. Larry Bird's relationship with Indiana basketball is legendary, having grown up in French Lick, Indiana, and becoming one of the greatest players in NBA history with the Boston Celtics before returning to Indiana as an executive with the Pacers, where his influence on basketball strategy and player development continues to resonate throughout the sport. His reputation for basketball intelligence, competitive spirit, and ability to elevate those around him has made him one of the most respected figures in basketball history. The fact that he has chosen to come out of relative retirement from public appearances to participate in this announcement speaks to the magnitude of whatever has been planned. Sophie Cunningham currently plays for the Phoenix Mercury and has established herself as one of the WNBA's most competitive and versatile players. Known for her aggressive playing style and leadership qualities that have made her a respected veteran despite being only in her sixth professional season. Her willingness to speak out on important issues combined with her on-court intensity and off-court advocacy has positioned her as one of the most influential voices in women's basketball. The inclusion of Cunningham in this triumvirate suggests that whatever announcement is coming will have significant implications for current players and the direction of the league moving forward. The connection between these three figures involves their shared commitment to basketball excellence and their potential involvement in initiatives that could bridge generational gaps between men's and women's basketball in ways that have never been attempted before. Questions arise about what collaborative opportunities might bring together such diverse basketball personalities, each representing different eras, different perspectives, and different aspects of the basketball experience. Sports analysts wonder whether recent discussions about expanding basketball opportunities and cross-gender mentorship programs might have created situations where these three basketball minds could work together on unprecedented initiatives that could reshape the entire landscape of professional basketball. The commercial and cultural impact of women's basketball has reached new heights in recent years, largely due to the influence of players like Caitlin Clark and the advocacy of veterans like Sophie Cunningham, creating an environment where collaboration with legendary figures like Larry Bird becomes not just possible, but potentially transformative for the entire sport. The business opportunities that have emerged from the increased popularity of women's basketball have attracted attention from investors, media companies, and corporate sponsors who see the potential for continued growth and expansion. This commercial interest creates possibilities for initiatives that might have seemed impossible just a few years ago. Caitlin Clark's rookie season fundamentally altered the landscape of women's professional basketball, generating viewership numbers, attendance figures, and commercial success that exceeded all previous benchmarks in WNBA history, while also creating ripple effects that have influenced everything from media coverage to corporate sponsorship opportunities throughout the sport. Her influence extends far beyond individual statistics to encompass broader cultural and economic impacts that have opened doors for conversations and collaborations that were previously unimaginable. During her debut season, Clark averaged 19.2 points, 8 for assists and 5.7 rebounds per game while leading the Indiana Fever to their first playoff appearance since 2016. But these numbers only tell a small part of the story of her transformative impact. The attendance figures and television viewership numbers generated by Clark's presence have been nothing short of revolutionary for women's professional basketball. Television viewership for WNBA games featuring Clark regularly exceeded 1 million viewers, with some broadcasts reaching over 2 million viewers. Numbers that represent historic achievements for women's professional basketball and have influenced media coverage and commercial partnerships throughout the league. These viewership numbers have attracted the attention of major networks, streaming services, and media corporations who are now viewing women's basketball as a legitimate and profitable investment opportunity. The attendance impact of Clark's presence has been equally dramatic and transformative for the entire league. Indiana Fever home games averaged over 17,000 fans compared to the league average of approximately 9,000, while road games featuring Clark consistently sold out arenas that had previously struggled with attendance, creating an economic impact that extends far beyond ticket sales to include concessions, merchandise, parking, and local business revenue in every city where she plays. This economic impact has not gone unnoticed by team owners, league executives, and business leaders who are beginning to see the untapped potential that exists within women's professional basketball. Her social media following and personal brand development have created new models for how women's basketball players can build recognition and commercial value beyond their on-court performance, establishing precedents that other players are now following and that have attracted the attention of marketing executives and brand managers who previously overlooked women's basketball as a commercial opportunity. This influence has opened doors for discussions with basketball legends and business leaders across all levels of the sport, creating possibilities for collaborations and initiatives that bridge different segments of the basketball community. Sophie Cunningham has emerged as one of the WNBA's most respected competitors and vocal leaders, using her platform to advocate for player rights, league growth, and the advancement of women's professional basketball in ways that have positioned her as a key figure in discussions about the future direction of the sport. Her influence extends beyond her individual performance to encompass broader leadership within the basketball community, where she has become known for her willingness to address difficult issues and advocate for positive change. Throughout her WNBA career with the Phoenix Mercury, Cunningham has averaged 8.1 points and 3.2 rebounds per game while establishing herself as one of the league's most reliable and versatile players. But her impact on the sport extends far beyond statistical contributions. Cunningham's leadership extends to her involvement in player association activities and her advocacy for improved working conditions, compensation, and recognition for women's professional basketball players, making her a trusted voice among both players and management when it comes to discussions about the future of the league. Her willingness to speak publicly about league issues has made her a respected voice among players and management. While her competitive intensity and fearless approach to challenging situations have earned respect from teammates, opponents, and basketball observers who appreciate her commitment to excellence, and her refusal to accept limitations based on gender or league affiliation. The competitive fire and leadership qualities that Cunningham brings to every situation have made her an ideal representative for the current generation of WNBA players. While her advocacy experience and communication skills have positioned her for involvement in initiatives that could bridge different levels of basketball or create new opportunities for women's basketball development, questions arise about how Cunningham's leadership qualities and advocacy experience might position her for involvement in initiatives that bridge different levels of basketball or create new opportunities for women's basketball development that could benefit not just current players but future generations of athletes. Larry Bird's impact on basketball extends far beyond his Hall of Fame playing career to include his successful tenure as an executive with the Indiana Pacers and his ongoing influence on basketball strategy, player development, and organizational culture throughout professional basketball, making him one of the most respected and influential figures in the sport's history. During his playing career with the Boston Celtics from 1979 to 1992, Bird averaged 24.3 points, 10.00 rebounds and 6.3 assists per game while winning 3 NBA championships and 3 consecutive MVP awards, establishing himself as one of the greatest players in NBA history through his competitive intensity and basketball intelligence that continue to influence the sport today. Following his playing career, Bird served as head coach of the Indiana Pacers from 1997 to 2000, leading the team to the NBA Finals in 2000 and earning NBA Coach of the Year honors in 1998, demonstrating his transition from player to coach and his deep understanding of basketball strategy and leadership that extends beyond individual performance to encompass team development and organizational success. His coaching experience provided him with insights into player development, team chemistry, and strategic planning that have informed his approach to basketball throughout his post-playing career. As president of basketball operations for the Indiana Pacers from 2003 to 2012 and again from 2013 to 2017, Bird built competitive teams through strategic drafting, player development, and organizational culture development, demonstrating his ability to evaluate talent, develop long-term strategic plans, and create organizational cultures that support sustained success. His influence on the Pacers organization continues to resonate throughout the franchise, where his principles of hard work, attention to detail, and commitment to excellence have become foundational elements of the team's identity. Bird's reputation for basketball wisdom and his connections throughout the sport make him a valuable mentor and advisor for players and organizations seeking to achieve excellence. While his involvement in any basketball initiative would bring credibility and attention that few other figures could provide, his willingness to participate in this announcement suggests that whatever has been planned has the potential to create significant and lasting impact on the basketball community, given his selective approach to public appearances and his reputation for only involving himself in initiatives that he believes can make a meaningful difference. The basketball culture of Indiana represents one of the most passionate and knowledgeable fan bases in all of sports, with connections that span from high school through professional basketball and include some of the sport's most legendary figures and moments, creating an environment where basketball innovation and tradition can coexist and thrive. Caitlin Clark's current position with the Indiana Fever places her at the center of this basketball culture, where she has experienced the passionate support and basketball knowledge that define Indiana sports fans. While her success has reinvigorated interest in professional basketball throughout the state and created new connections between different levels of the sport, Larry Bird's Indiana roots run deep, from his childhood in French Lick through his association with Indiana State University and his long-term involvement with the Indiana Pacers organization, creating a connection to Indiana basketball that represents authenticity and credibility that resonates throughout the basketball community. His understanding of Indiana basketball culture and his appreciation for the state's basketball traditions make him an ideal figure to bridge connections between different eras and different levels of the sport within the state and beyond. The shared Indiana connection between Clark and Bird creates natural opportunities for mentorship, collaboration, and initiatives that could benefit both men's and women's basketball while honoring the state's rich basketball tradition and passionate fan culture that has supported the sport at all levels for generations. Sports analysts wonder whether this Indiana connection might serve as the foundation for basketball initiatives that bridge generational gaps and create new opportunities for player development and fan engagement across different levels of the sport, potentially establishing models that could be replicated in other basketball communities throughout the country. The concept of cross-gender mentorship in professional basketball has gained attention as women's basketball continues growing in popularity and commercial success, creating opportunities for knowledge sharing and development between men's and women's basketball communities that could benefit all participants while advancing the sport as a whole. Successful examples of cross-gender mentorship include NBA players and coaches who have worked with WNBA players on skill development, strategy, and professional development, demonstrating the value of sharing knowledge across gender lines in professional sports and creating precedents for more formal collaborative relationships. The expertise and experience of legendary players like Larry Bird could provide valuable insights for current women's basketball players seeking to maximize their potential and navigate the challenges of professional sports careers. While this mentorship could encompass both on-court skills and off-court business development that addresses the unique challenges and opportunities facing women's professional basketball players, women's basketball players bring unique perspectives and experiences that could also benefit men's basketball, including approaches to team chemistry, fan engagement, and community involvement that have been successful in the WNBA environment and could be adapted for other basketball contexts. Questions arise about how formal mentorship programs or collaborative initiatives might be structured to maximize the benefits for all participants while respecting the distinct cultures and challenges of men's and women's professional basketball, creating opportunities for knowledge sharing that enhances both segments of the sport while maintaining their individual identities and characteristics. The potential for such programs to influence player development, fan engagement, and business opportunities could create lasting benefits that extend far beyond individual relationships to encompass systematic improvements in how the basketball community approaches collaboration and mutual support. The commercial success generated by Caitlin Clark's presence in the WNBA has created new opportunities for business partnerships, endorsement deals, and collaborative ventures that could benefit multiple parties within the basketball community while demonstrating the untapped commercial potential that exists within women's professional basketball. Corporate sponsors and business partners are increasingly interested in associating with successful women's basketball players and initiatives that demonstrate commitment to gender equality and athletic excellence, creating financial opportunities that support both individual careers and broader basketball development initiatives. The growth of women's basketball has attracted investment and attention from business leaders who see opportunities for expansion, development, and innovation within the sport, creating an environment where collaborative ventures involving multiple basketball figures become not just possible but potentially profitable for all participants. These business interests could provide financial support for initiatives involving multiple basketball personalities while also creating sustainable funding models that ensure long-term success and continued impact. Larry Bird's business experience and connections combined with the marketability of current WNBA stars like Clark and Cunningham could create powerful partnerships that benefit both individual careers and the broader basketball community. Sports business analysts note that collaborative initiatives involving legendary figures and current stars often generate more attention and commercial success than individual efforts, creating incentives for multi-party partnerships and announcements that leverage the combined star power and influence of multiple participants. The business potential of such collaborations extends beyond immediate financial benefits to include long-term brand building, market expansion, and the creation of new revenue streams that could support continued investment in basketball development and innovation. The media landscape surrounding basketball has evolved dramatically in recent years, with the increased popularity of women's basketball creating new platforms and opportunities for coverage that didn't exist for previous generations of players. The combination of established legends like Larry Bird with current stars like Caitlin Clark and Sophie Cunningham creates media opportunities that generate significant attention and public interest across multiple demographic groups and basketball fan bases, potentially reaching audiences that traditional basketball coverage might not engage. Media coverage of women's basketball has increased dramatically due to Clark's success, creating platforms and audiences that provide opportunities for broader basketball initiatives and announcements that can reach mainstream audiences rather than just dedicated basketball fans. This increased attention creates opportunities for educational content, inspirational messaging, and promotional activities that benefit the entire basketball community while advancing specific initiatives and programs. The involvement of legendary figures like Bird brings credibility and historical context that appeals to longtime basketball fans while also introducing younger audiences to basketball history and tradition, creating cross-generational appeal that maximizes media impact and public interest. Social media amplification of basketball content involving multiple high-profile figures can create viral moments that extend reach far beyond traditional basketball audiences, potentially introducing new fans to both men's and women's basketball, while generating sustained interest in collaborative initiatives. Questions arise about how strategic media coordination and announcement timing might maximize the impact of collaborative initiatives while ensuring that all participants benefit from increased attention and recognition, creating media strategies that support both immediate announcement goals and long-term relationship building within the basketball community. The potential for such media coverage to influence public perception of women's basketball, cross-gender collaboration, and the future direction of the sport could have impacts that extend far beyond the immediate news cycle. Player development represents one of the most significant opportunities for collaboration between different segments of the basketball community, as the expertise of legendary players like Larry Bird, combined with the competitive experience of current players like Sophie Cunningham could create unique training and development opportunities that benefit current and future basketball players across all levels of the sport. Skills training programs that incorporate wisdom from different eras and playing styles could provide comprehensive development opportunities that address both fundamental basketball skills and modern strategic approaches to the game. The combination of Bird's basketball intelligence and strategic thinking with the contemporary experience of current WNBA players could create training methodologies that benefit players transitioning between different levels of basketball or seeking to maximize their professional potential while also establishing new standards for player development that could be adopted throughout the basketball community. Mentorship programs that pair experienced players with developing talent could address both on-court skills and off-court professional development, including media training, business development, and community involvement strategies that prepare players for success both during and after their competitive careers. Sports development experts note that collaborative training initiatives often produce better results than individual efforts as they provide diverse perspectives and experiences that address multiple aspects of athletic and professional development, creating more comprehensive and effective development programs. The potential for such collaborative development programs to influence coaching education, training methodologies, and player preparation could create lasting improvements in how the basketball community approaches talent development and career preparation. Community involvement and youth development represent areas where collaborative basketball initiatives can have immediate and lasting impact on local communities and aspiring players. Basketball development initiatives that involve high-profile players and legendary figures can have significant impacts on community involvement and youth development programs throughout regions with strong basketball cultures like Indiana, creating opportunities for comprehensive programming that addresses multiple aspects of basketball education and community engagement. Community basketball programs benefit from the involvement of recognizable figures who can attract attention, generate funding, and provide inspiration for young players seeking to develop their skills and pursue basketball opportunities, while also creating connections between different levels of the basketball community and different generations of players and coaches, and provide inspiration for young players seeking to develop their skills and pursue basketball opportunities while also creating connections between different levels of the basketball community and different generations of players and coaches. The combination of current stars and legendary players creates opportunities for comprehensive development programs that address different aspects of basketball education, from fundamental skills through professional preparation and career development. Youth basketball development in Indiana has strong traditions and passionate support, making it an ideal environment for initiatives that involve multiple generations of basketball figures working together to support player development and community engagement, while also creating models that could be replicated by other basketball communities throughout the country. Questro asks arise about how collaborative community initiatives might be structured to maximize impact while ensuring sustainable support and long-term benefits for participant communities and developing basketball players. The success of women's basketball and the involvement of legendary figures for men's basketball could create opportunities for league development, expansion, and cross-promotional initiatives that benefit both men's and women's professional basketball while establishing new models for cooperation and collaboration within the sport. WNBA expansion discussions have gained momentum due to increased popularity and commercial success, creating opportunities for input and support from experienced basketball figures who understand league operations and development challenges. Cross-promotional initiatives between NBA and WNBA organizations could benefit both leagues by sharing resources, expertise, and audiences while creating new opportunities for player development and fan engagement that leverage the strengths of both organizations. The business expertise and connections of figures like Larry Bird could provide valuable insights for league development initiatives, while current stars like Clark and Cunningham bring contemporary perspectives on player needs and fan engagement strategies that could inform future league policies and programs. Sports business analysts wonder whether collaborative initiatives might serve as models for future cooperation between men's and women's professional sports leagues, creating mutual benefits and shared resources that strengthen both organizations while advancing the broader goals of professional sports development and fan engagement. The potential for such collaboration to influence league policies, expansion strategies, and business development could have impacts that extend throughout professional basketball and potentially into other professional sports. Technology and innovation continue to transform basketball at all levels. From player development and performance analysis to fan engagement and media coverage, creating opportunities for collaborative initiatives that leverage cutting-edge tools and methodologies to enhance the basketball experience for players, coaches, and fans. Modern basketball increasingly incorporates technology and innovation in areas including player development, fan engagement, media coverage, and performance analysis, creating opportunities for collaborative initiatives that could leverage these technologies to create new opportunities and experiences. Player development technology includes advanced analytics, virtual reality training systems, and performance monitoring tools that could benefit from collaborative development and shared expertise between different levels of basketball, creating more effective and comprehensive training programs that incorporate both traditional basketball wisdom and modern technological capabilities. Fan engagement technologies such as social media platforms, streaming services, and interactive experiences could be enhanced through collaborative content creation. involving multiple basketball personalities and organizations, creating more engaging and comprehensive fan experiences. The Comia ion of historical basketball knowledge with contemporary technology and innovation could create unique training and development opportunities that bridge generational gaps while maximizing the benefits of both traditional wisdom and modern tools, establishing new standards for basketball education and development. Questions arise about how technology integration might enhance collaborative basketball initiatives while ensuring that all participants benefit from innovation and development opportunities, creating sustainable programs that continue to evolve and improve over time. The potential collaboration between figures like Caitlin Clark, Sophie Cunningham, and Larry Bird represents broader trends toward cross-gender cooperation and knowledge sharing within the basketball community that could influence the future development of the sport in ways that extend far beyond individual initiatives or announcements. The success of such collaborative initiatives could establish precedents for future cooperation between men's and women's basketball, creating models that other sports and organizations might adopt for their own development and growth strategies. The involvement of legendary figures in contemporary basketball initiatives demonstrates the ongoing relevance of basketball history and tradition while also embracing innovation and change that benefits current and future participants, creating bridges between different eras of the sport and different approaches to basketball excellence. Long-term implications for basketball development include the potential for sustained mentorship programs, business partnerships, and community initiatives that continue generating benefits for multiple generations of basketball participants and fans. Sports analysts wonder whether current collaborative trends might lead to more formal structures for cooperation between different levels and organizations within basketball, creating sustained benefits that extend far beyond individual initiatives or announcements while establishing new norms for how the basketball community approaches collaboration, mutual support, and shared development. The potential for such collaboration to influence coaching education, player development, business practices, and fan engagement could create lasting changes that reshape the basketball landscape for generations to come. The timing of this announcement coincides with broader discussions about the future of professional basketball, including questions about league expansion, player compensation, fan engagement, and the role of basketball in addressing social issues and promoting positive change. The involvement of figures who represent different eras, different perspectives, and different aspects of the basketball experience suggests that whatever announcement is coming will address these broader themes while proposing specific initiatives that could create meaningful and lasting impact. The secrecy surrounding this meeting and the careful coordination required to bring together these three figures suggest that whatever has been planned represents a significant departure from traditional approaches to basketball promotion, development, or business operations. The potential for this anew cement to influence how the basketball community approaches collaboration, innovation, and mutual support could create ripple effects that extend throughout the sport and potentially into other areas of professional athletics. If you're as excited about these potential basketball developments as we are, go ahead and like this video. Drop your thoughts in the comments. What do you think this collaboration between Caitlin Clark, Sophie Cunningham, and Larry Bird could involve? How important is cross-gender mentorship for the future of basketball? We want to hear your predictions about what this announcement might mean for the future of both men's and women's basketball. Do you believe that collaborative initiatives like this could reshape the entire landscape of professional basketball? What aspects of basketball development do you think would benefit most from this type of cross-generational and cross-gender collaboration? Then hit subscribe and click the bell so you don't miss our coverage of what could be the most significant basketball announcement in recent memory. Thanks for watching.